you can tell me what to do? Know who you're talking to? But you better get used to the way the ball bounces. I see what you got, inventions and ounces. But that's a break, boy. Yeah, that's a break, little man.
Let's fucking go, baby. Welcome back to this episode of Cope's Corner. I am your host, as always, Mike Copenaver, aka Real Mike. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and the likes at KOPESKORNER. Stoked to be here with my man, Mr. B, the MMA guy, Periscope legend, and one of my good friends who we just keep cashing every single week here for you guys. So how is my man, Mr. B, doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Nice to be here again, man. How you been?
Oh, dude, you know, man, if my man Mr. B is here, we got the green light in the corner. It's just like I say this every goddamn week. That means we cashed motherfucking bets last week. 2-0, baby, for UFC 268 Usman versus Covington 2. I don't know what else you guys want, but I hope you cash those bets and appreciate all 40-60 here live. The 2 awards already given. My girl Mel B from Down Under giving me the support. I appreciate you so much, my lady. Last weekend there was a lot of fun that went on with the UFC 268 Usman Covington 2, huh, Mr. B?
Yep. A lot of action.
We could get into every single bout, but if we did that, me and Mr. B are a little bit long-winded, and sometimes we can get a little, we can go a little too deep for you guys. But firstly, I need to jump on thank some sponsors, but I really just want to thank you guys all for being here with us. I'm gonna jump up, get Melon Brand hats up. Melon Brand. Sorry, guys. I was too busy playing with my new camera for you guys. I got you guys a sick, all 4K camera so we could show the sickest stuff as much as I could possible. So I hope that you guys are seeing a better quality of just me on the screen and then my man, Mr. B, because we just love doing what we do, man. So firstly, I'm going to pop us out now. Sorry, we're rambling. First sponsor that I would like to thank, if it would actually pop up. Well, FokaiStuff.com we're going to do first. Usually it's Melon, but it's not loading. FOKAIStuff.com. It's Guamanian gear. It's my boy over in Rome. My boy Rome over in Guam. A bunch of Guamanian people make really cool stuff. They have shirts, beanies, baby blankets, hats, t-shirts, all kinds of cool stuff. So make sure you go over there and you give them some love. And secondly, I'd like to thank Spliff Seeds Amsterdam. It's a luxury line of MJ over in the Netherlands, and it's SPLIFF Seeds. The picture here pictured is of my plant that I professionally grew. It's a lemon cream kush female seeds that are available, so go get yourself some genetics. It's also on the cover of a book on Amazon of a famous grower named Shawn Prana, Prana. So really appreciate having their support. And last but not least, I'd like to thank Melon Brand hats. The hat that I have on right here is one of their Clarities, one of my favorites. They have ones for winter. They're called a lumberjack that has fur on the sides. They have one for my boy in New York where the snow gets crazy. I don't know what that's like being soft over here in Southern California where it's 60 degrees. I'm crying like a little girl. But point is they got stuff for SoCal. They got stuff for New York City. So shout out to Melon Brand hats. Great stuff, man. And I wish Haps with screen sharing ability would actually make that look good. It was crazy that it blurred the whole entire time. So other than me just telling you that they're good, the pictures, it should have been popping up clearly, but I'm sorry, I can only do so much, my friends. But with that said, I also want to thank Ted Hicks here on late night, host of Late Night Parents on Haps. My boy Ryan Richardson, Kick Your Bass on Twitter, Professional Fisherman, another sponsor, and my boy Justin L from Vancouver. So thank you guys all for making the show what it is and giving me the support. Appreciate the 55 here live that me and Mr. B are jumping into this last weekend's UFC 268. The first bout of the card was Ode Osborne took on CJ Vergara, and Ode Osborne did exactly what I thought he would do, what me and Mr. B said he would do. He just dominated CJ Vergara all 3 rounds. He should be doing that. He's a great mixed martial artist. He really hadn't showcased himself, and so I was happy to see him get that win. How about you, Ode or Mr. B?
Yeah, I liked it. It was good, man. CJ did pick up in the 3rd round, but Ode did what he needed to do to win. Yeah,
you could see Ode looking at the clock like, oh, bro, like I just need to get through this round. I'm gonna get my win, bro. So,
Right.
but either way, the next fight of the night was Melsik Zaharian took on Bruno Silva, and we both, I believe we both said Melsik was going to handle this accordingly, and he did exactly that and took care of Bruno Souza all 3 rounds, just pretty much dominated him. The next fight of the night was Dustin Jacoby took on John Allen. And man, Dustin Jacoby, I had one picked again. His kickboxing I thought was way too good. He ended up being too much for John Allen. Won a unanimous decision. Started off pretty lackluster, but that led us right into who I told y'all. My fucking boy Chris Barnett, the gummy bear, the Kung Fu Panda, Beast Boy, comes fucking through and silences Gian Vellante and every motherfucker who backed him at that negative 130 price tag. Y'all fucking nuts. I told y'all Chris Barnett is about that life. He might be big in size, but he's small in spirit, and he fucking Kung Fu wheel kicked the ground strikes Gian Vellante round 2. Mr. B, how fucking awesome was it to see our boy Chris Barnett get the W here as a dog?
That was crazy. That kick was insane,
It was
man.
sick. It was so sick.
And yo, that guy, man, his taekwondo is really serious, yo. But for him
Dude.
to pull that kick like that on John is insane.
And like I said, where the weight that he is, he truly, like, if you looked at his interviews, she's like, I don't care if you think I'm 260, I feel 170. And I really believe that mental game, it goes on in your life. If you're mentally strong, you could kind of make do with the best of everything in any situation. And so he feels 170 pounds. He throws wheel kicks at 170 pounds, even though he's 260, bro. So I don't know many people that were excited about Beast Boy until me and Mr. B were talking about him. I was talking about him when he's first fighting the UFC, hyping this dude up, just fired up on the gummy bear, Kung Fu Panda, Beast Boy, all my nicknames for him. So I was stoked to see him get that W. The next fight of the night was Ian Gary took on Jordan Williams, man. And Ian Gary, we said it. He's, this kid's a prospect, and I might have disrespected Jordan Williams a little bit. And he gave me a little, he might have given me a little scare for a second. I didn't know if Ian Gary was going to show up, but Ian Gary did show up, and he came fucking through and beat Jordan Williams' ass, counter right hook, and smoked him. Reminiscent of Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo, KO TKO counter right round 1. I'm actually excited for this kid. How about you, B?
I am totally excited for this man, yo. He did take a little bit of a beating in that first round, man, early in that first round. But he managed to get his wits together, land that big shot, finish the show, man. Well, he pretty much finished it in one shot. Jordan Williams was out, man. That man's arm was bent backwards. He was done for, man.
Oh yeah,
Crazy.
he had me scared for a little bit though. But like I said, I didn't bet it personally. I just, I talked a lot of shit about Jordan Williams last week. I say it wasn't about that life, and I'm glad that he wasn't about that life, because I'd be here talking about how he was. But I told y'all, motherfucker was soft, and he got his ass beat by Ian Gary. Punk, round 1. What up, my boy Jonathan Williams from Las Vegas, former dude, my buddy from Simi Valley in high school. Appreciate you tuning in, my man. Love you. I can't wait for your baby girl to be born and my baby boy, so our women can be a lot happier than they seem right now. But that's besides the point. I'm UFC 268. The next fight of the night is Nasruddin Imavov took on Edmund Shabazian. And Nasruddin Imavov looked every bit of just a stud versus Edmund Shabazian, who's his boxing was decent, but Glendale, there ain't that many bodies to be banging with, and Nasruddin Imavov took him out. KO TKO, elbows from crucifix. Shout out to Barrett Yoshida, Barrett submissions over at the arena in San Diego. His crucifix is one of his things he always did and does, and pushed on my brother War Machine. So the next fight of the night was my dude Chris Curtis took on Phil Hawes. And I told y'all something's fishy. I told y'all you can't be putting down that money line on Phil Hawes. And what happened? Round 1, KO TKO counter left hook. Chris Curtis fucking smashed Phil Hawes, bro. I could not believe that. How about you, B?
Oh man, I loved it. I have faith in my man Chris Curtis. I told you I had the feeling, Chris Curtis is gonna do it. But not for nothing, Phil Hawes' striking really looked improved.
Mm-hmm.
He was going at it with Chris, man. I guess just like Chris just try to look for what he needed to look for, found his shot, man, put that man away.
Yeah, man.
Totally amazed.
Chris Curtis trains with my boy Herman Tirado over at Gamebred Training Facility down in San Diego, California. Shout out to my boy Herman. former PFL competitor and Bellator as well. My brother's protege. Shawn Strickland is down there. These motherfuckers will be banging. So shout out to Gamebred Training Facility. If you want ever in San Diego, California, you want to be about that life, go to Gamebred Training Facility. You want to be about that full jiu-jitsu life, go to the arena and get yourself some of Barrett's submission classes, and he'll show you how it's motherfucking done, baby. So shout out. I appreciate the 89 you here live tuning in. Me and Mr. B ripping about UFC 268. The next fight of the night was Bobby motherfucking Green took on Al Iaquinta. And you know, because I love Al and because of we support him here on the Haps for his Call Me Al podcast. You saw me last week. I didn't want to be mean, you know, B, but did you feel my hesitancy on backing Al last week? You know?
Yeah, I felt it.
And it was because I wanted to bet. I personally bet Bobby Green myself off the books. I was gonna throw it on my show, but because Aaron Weinbaum and my boy, they do the show Al Iaquinta. I just didn't want to shit on him and shit on his parade. I appreciate him as a person, but I didn't like the matchup. I said it last week. Bobby Green looked fucking money, man.
That was my one worry, yeah.
Oh, KO, TKO, jab right across the ground strikes, man. And that's Bobby Green when he's confident and he's striking good. Bobby Green was doing money, man. How did he look in that fight, B?
He looked clean, man. I think it's all those fights he's taken. You know what I mean? That confidence boost against Fazeev, his last fight. Mm-hmm. That man went in there, looked damn near flawless, man. I don't go against my New Yorker, man.
I know.
Al was the one New Yorker I was going for, man. Damn, dude.
I told y'all when Mr. B gets biased, you can't trust him. But when he tells you when he tells you exactly how he feels, like I tell you how I feel, you trust him 100%. That's why I have him here, because he throws some insight that I always miss. And so I appreciate having Mr. B here. But you always gotta be scared when there's a New Yorker and Mr. B's backing him. Hey, but remember, B, when I talked shit? Hey, B, remember I told you that Gian Vellante wasn't about that New York life? Told y'all.
Yeah.
Nah.
But I stuck with it. I believe it.
Nas Ether, son. Dropped it on him. He didn't want none. Shout out to the 105 of you here live and the 3 awards. I appreciate all you guys tuning me and Mr. B shoot the shit. We've had such constant uptick in support across all platforms, and I really can't thank you guys enough for tuning in, subscribing, liking us, because we do this for free, but we do it for fun, and we always cash some motherfucking bets. So appreciate having you here, B. But the next fight of the night was Alex Pereira on the prelims. On the last one, took on Andrea Micheladas. If you didn't know, Alex Pereira was a dude who beat my boy Israel Adesanya in kickboxing, and I knew this dude was the real motherfucking deal, and that he was going to end up killing this dude. Round 2, KO TKO, flying knee, looked like he didn't even move. He just fucking threw a knee. It looked like upwards, and he just knocked the motherfucker unconscious. I guess it wasn't enough. The ref wanted to see more, and so he ended up banging him a few more times with his fist with a couple of ground strikes. Alex Pereira looked sexy as could be. Israel Adesanya posted a video of him breaking down this fight live. It was pretty cool to see him call the knee, but they're decorated strikers. I can't wait to see these two hopefully bang in the octagon. What did you think about this knee, B?
That knee was phenomenal, man. He had a rough first round, though. Micheladas went grappling. I was kind of disappointed. He went full grappler, pulled out to try to pull out the jiu-jitsu, but then got blasted with that knee the second round. You see, this is the same problem I had with Marco Americani, where you either got to blend both or just don't do nothing. You can't fight one way and then try to fight the other way. You know what I mean? You got to blend it both together. And he got so grapple-orientated, man. When that second round came, done.
Yeah, man. And so that was an absolute treat, and just a little bit of voltage to get you shocked up and ready to go for the next fight of the night. And that was the first fight on the main card. And not only was it the first fight on the main card, the first bet for Cope's Corner. And bro, when I throw down these bets, I'm fucking throwing in the win, baby, because I hate losing. Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler lived out to be one of the best fights I've ever seen in my whole entire fucking life. It went all 3 rounds, but my boy Justin Gaethje, the motherfucking highlight, did his thing versus my boy. Shout out to Melon Brand Hats, one of the sponsors of Michael Chandler. Sorry, Michael, but I got to shout out my sponsor that we actually won last week, bro. Sorry, bro. Justin Gaethje once again won a bet for Cope's Corner. Cash 1 unit for us, baby. We went 1-0 on Justin Gaethje. What the fuck about this fight, B?
Bro, that was madness.
Madness.
Pure madness. I don't even know how Michael Chandler survived that second round. Lord have mercy. Yo, that
I thought he
dude
was gonna
got,
die.
yeah, he got beat the hell up. Yo,
It was,
you see their faces after the fight?
oh my god, dude.
Gaethje looked like he was Gaethje looked like he was barely touched.
Dude, I don't know if it's just because Michael Chandler's face cuts easily or whatnot. Some people are
Yeah,
prone to more damage or scar tissue or
yeah.
whatnot, but he did open up quite easy. But dude, for Justin Gaethje was throwing motherfucking haymakers and kicks all over.
Oh my
But no,
god.
Michael Chandler was throwing mean ass leg kicks
Right
to the
back
lower
at it.
outside. So
Yeah.
dude, a couple times Chandler had Gaethje look like a little bit shook. The same thing that happened with
Uh-huh.
Oliveira round 1 when they went out their affair. Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje, absolute treats and pleasures to have in the UFC octagon and as
Amazing.
mixed martial artists. I absolutely love how these twos bang. And this is what I talk about. It's like this is what I want to see. I want to see gladiators go out in their shield like these guys did. I don't want to see the
Yeah.
soft hugging balls, lay and pray, wet blanket all day. All right. We want to see you guys
Yep.
die. All right. I want to see you unconscious. I want to
Everything
see you
was there.
sleeping. And if you're not unconscious, I want to see you give your all. And this fight was one of the best I've ever seen. I've been tuning
Yo,
in since UFC 1. So if you didn't see
Chandler
it,
got a takedown on him.
oh my
That
God, it
shit
was a sick
takedown.
ass
Oh
take.
my god.
But if you got, I shout out to all the wrestlers out there in wrestling. It shows you like when you chain wrestle or you just keep moving. And what happened was Chandler got Gaethje in a sick double leg, picked him up, slammed him, and Chandler thought that was going to be enough to secure it. But just like chess, Gaethje was already ahead of the fact that he got double legged and he was fucked. He did kind of like a somersault, ended up in a better position. So if you're a wrestler, you just
Yeah.
keep moving and keep out scrambling and keep maneuvering faster than your opponent, especially when you're young and smaller, and you're going to end up in a
Yeah.
better position as a wrestler. And Justin Gaethje ended up being a couple steps ahead. So it was one of the best fights I've ever seen, man. And so what are
Jesus.
you laughing at, Mel? Me being ridiculous? Not like normal, but yeah. So shout out. So first bet of the night for Cope's Corner ended up being an absolute treat. Something we'll talk about forever. Cash it, baby. Cope's Corner. Nothing
Definitely.
new. Plus $100 of the bankroll. So let's fucking go. Next fight of the night was Shane Burgos took on Billy Quarantino. And this was another fight that was an absolute treat to watch. The boxing on these two, the heart on Billy Q. The Shane Burgos boxing is a little bit crisper and better, but Billy Q's heart, his unorthodoxness and the way that he came with just combos and the way that he came forward, well, it was kind of crazy. They see him keep coming forward for all 3 rounds. He lost a unanimous decision to Shane Burgos, but his stock went up greatly on that fight, Humpy.
Definitely. There was a lot of heart shown by Billy Q, man. And Billy Q at some points was getting Shane Burgos a little bit rocked there, man.
Yeah,
Billy's a tough SOB for real.
for
He's
real.
just different, man. My guy
Yeah,
Burgos came to brawl, but Billy Q, man, he was with it. He was with it all the way.
I was a fan before from his Twitter game and a little bit of his mixed martial arts game, but after seeing this fight with Shane Burgos, I really gained a ton of respect for him, and I absolutely love this fight between the two of them. The next fight of the night
Definitely.
was Marlon Vera took on Frankie the Answer Edgar. And what can I say, man? I said it. I said I don't like this fight. I don't know why Frankie's doing this. We've been fans of him for a long time. We had a buddy that has his cancer. His dad was a cancer patient in the same wing as Frankie Edgar on the MMA for Money show. I don't know why he's doing this, man. And he ended up eating a motherfucking front kick to his face. He looked like something out of the Planet of the Apes while he got front kicked by Marlon Cheeto Vera to death, bro. What do we say, B?
I, I'm heartbroken.
No, bro. It's
I'm
sad.
heartbroken.
Why are they
I know,
doing
like somebody's gonna watch this and laugh, but I'm legitimately
this?
heartbroken by this. Like Frankie Edgar went in there and he looked good. He did look good. He had got that takedown on Marlon. You know what I mean? He was going with his little quick flurry combinations here and there. I didn't like him in the stand up a little bit too much. I didn't like that,
Yeah.
especially when Marlon started picking up on it. and he had him in the corner there. He was stalking him and just landing shots left and right. I didn't like that, man, but that front kick just hurt bad.
It was so unexpected. Like I knew it could happen at any moment. And
Yeah.
it just, but dude, the slow motion picture of his face looks like something out of Planet of the Apes, dude. And it's sad to see these legends that are doing this to themselves because you don't want to see Frankie Edgar be getting kicked to his face like that. B.
No. Yeah, you don't. You really don't.
I'm gonna
It
pull
is
up the
just
picture for you guys just so you can see, but
yeah.
keep talking real fast, B. But you don't want to see our veterans
Uh-uh.
losing like this.
Yeah, man. He just got tagged up, and I was like, maybe Frankie's gonna go for the takedown. He's gonna shoot the takedown. He got caught in that corner, man, and Marlon just threw that thing right up the middle.
Oh
Just
man,
boom.
it was so disgusting. Hold on, I'm gonna bring it up right now for you guys that are tuning in to us. Let me get us off the screen real fast.
That thing literally
And
was
then
like,
Frankie Edgar, this is his face after he takes the kick. Look at this dude's face and tell me that you want him. Hold on, fucking Haps,
yeah,
bro.
you gotta share it. You gotta share.
No, Haps is lagging hard as like could be. And then watch, I'm gonna go to it and it's gonna be like it's not gonna be clear, right? Is it clear?
No, it's not clear.
Ah man, I'm sorry guys. Let me save image as let me try to. Yeah, either way, but Frankie Edgar basically got he got kicked in his face so bad that his jaw looked like something out of Planet of the Apes. I can't believe that we're letting our legends just get absolutely decimated like this because it's just sad,
It was
I
just
love Frankie Edgar. I love fucking everything that he represents between wrestling, and he's been in so many wars that I don't quite get what they're doing, just letting our veterans just get minced up like this. And he wants to fight again, B. Can you believe that?
only Frankie Edgar, man. That's the thing with some of these fighters, man. When they go into like near the end, man, they just want to go out
Here
on
we
a
go,
win.
guys. Here we go.
They want to go out
Sorry.
on a win
Sorry for
by
what it
any
took a little
means.
bit, but I got you the picture. Look,
There's the
if
picture.
was I not lying to you guys? Look at the video. Look at the picture of Frankie Edgar. Does that look? That's a legend, a veteran of the sport, one of the best to ever do it. He looks like a guy that got kicked in his face in Planet of the Apes, and there's nothing left of his soul. Am I lying? Tell me in the chats I'm not lying that he doesn't look like a guy that got beat up at Planet of the Apes. If that was a guy becoming a person from a Neanderthal to a human, that was the closest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm in shock about how. Yeah, I know Mel B. Look at that face. He got just straight demolished.
That kick was all over Twitter, and I
It,
was
it
so upset.
I
I
don't
was
want
so
I
upset.
don't want I had to share it though. I had to be trendy. So sorry guys, but no, it just you had to share it just to show the fans. I just really
Yeah,
wanted you to see what we're doing to our veterans, but I spent a little too much time on that. But I had to take a while to get you that
no
picture, and
problem.
I thought it was worth it. The next fight of the night was our
Yeah,
second bet of the night. Thug Rose Namajunas took on Weili Zhang and motherfucking cashed that bet. Second bet of the night, cash it plus $200, baby, for a Cobb's corner. Me and Mr. B, all we do is win. So you see the green line in the corner, it's just gonna be there. It stays there because we ain't square. So how about this
yeah.
fight with Thug Rose just ended up winning a split decision with Weili Zhang? I thought she did just quite enough to do what she needed to do. What do you think, B?
I think so as well, man. Credit to Wele. Wele came in, you know what I mean? A little bit more aggression, a little bit more aggression. She used some takedowns, some wrestling here and there, man. But Rose was really prepared, and credit to Rose, man. She stuck to her guns and finding that outside game. She did get taken down, but managed to get some reversals here and there, threatened with the submission attempts, get some takedowns of her own, I think she did more. That fifth round was crucial, and she managed to get that takedown and get a lot of control on the ground, man. So,
Yeah, and then
credit to Rose. Yeah, a
and
lot of
all
people thought Wele won, but I think
yeah,
Rose did more. I think she did enough to get
hey,
the win there.
and I'm not about he said, she said, horseshoes, hand grenades. All I do is care about who the bookie cashes bets for. And Thug Rose Namajunas is still your 115-pound champion, and she cashes the
Facts.
second bet of the night for Cope's corner.
No,
Me and Mr. B, the KOPE, stay undefeated. We stay on that green side, baby. Bring it. No one better than me and Mr. B. Not a tout, not a slouch, nothing. None of y'all could be the grout that we walk on. All right. So the next fight of the night was the main event of the evening. Kamaru Usman took on Colby Chaos Covington, and it's a treat to watch both these guys. I don't care about Colby Covington's idiotic voice. I don't care he says the dumbest shit. A lot of that is fake, and most of it is. But I get it. He's dumb. He says he's a great fighter. It's a treat to watch these two go at it and just be so diverse. But Kamaru Usman ended up winning a 5-round unanimous decision, keeping and retaining his 170-pound belt versus Colby Chaos Covington. I was okay with the decision. I thought Colby came up just a hair short, but it was a great fight. Not as good as the first one in my eyes, just for hype wise, or just because of because Michael Chandler versus Gaethje made us so excited earlier. I don't know, but this fight was good, but not as good as what the first fight on the main card was, right, B?
I gotta agree with you there, but I like this fight. I like this fight because it really showed what Colby is, man. As much as you hate Colby, Colby really is a good fighter, man. He's probably one of the best. You have to say he's like the best in the division, one of the best in the division. He's top 5 for a reason, man. I'm sorry. Yo, that dude got dropped in the second round and managed to come back. And damn near won, was it 2 rounds in the fight, man? Like, it's insane.
It is insane,
good
man.
This guy gets, man. And we talked about it. We talked about the only thing that was going to come of this fight was that Colby had to put more pressure and try to outwork Usman. And the fact that he came close at certain times and Usman just managed to turn it up just a slight gear is just craziness, man.
It is,
this
man.
Dude, Colby shot for a takedown. That man rolled out of it and got back up. Like, what is that? I'm like, come on. Yo, it's nuts. And he managed to get a takedown on Usman, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And I'm
yo, it was a takedown that my eyes and wrestling eyes.
It was quick. It was quick. It was a quick one.
I see, the judges and blah, blah, blah. But in wrestling,
they didn't give it a lot. Well,
either way.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure if they did or they didn't, but they did give the score like 48-47 on the scorecards. So they did like judge certain things, and they did kind of like they kind of ignored the knockdown in that second round. Yeah. So yeah,
the judges
maybe it was just that close of a round. Maybe I don't know, but
the judges are crazy. So you don't really want to leave things to the judges, man. And so shout out to the 164 here live, the 6 awards that you guys have given us while you tune in. That was UFC 268 Usman versus Covington 2. And as we said, Cope's Corner went 2-0, baby. And we cashed both bets for $205. Cash on Rose Namajunas, cash on Justin Gaethje. Cash it, period, motherfuckers. The real MMA for money. Bring it. Told y'all. Next week's card, or this week's card, coming on Saturday, is UFC Fight Night Holloway versus Rodriguez. UFC Vegas 42, as it's known. My boy, Blessed Express is going to come through and just beat the hell out of Rodriguez and show him that sadly the Rasa ain't about that life when the Blessed Express is coming through. I'm all about Hispanic fighters, especially with their gas tanks, but when it's with my boy Blessed, I'm on the express train, baby. So with the first fight of the night, we have Kennedy and Zegchu is taking on Da Ung Jung. Kennedy is 9-1. He calls himself the African Savage. He's 29 years young. He's 6'5" with the 83-inch reach. He's on a 3-fight win streak, fighting out of Dallas, Texas, out of Fortis MMA. Pretty good camp over there. Last took on Danilo Marquez, and he lost, he won punches standing TKO round 3. Then Carlos Ulberg, he won hooks round 2. And then Darko Stosic, unanimous decision. The only L lately was Paul Craig on that Hail Mary triangle choke that happened in round 3 that probably should have never, ever happened. But the Bear Jew, Paul Craig, ended up getting the W versus Kennedy. Kennedy is a young, long, strong, has great striking, super athletic. It just depends if he wants to be there, and then to be the hammer. He's taking on Da Ung Jung, 14-2-1, 27 years young, himself 6'4" with a 78.5-inch reach. He's on a 13-fight win streak, fighting out of South Korea, Korean top team. Shout out to the Korean barbecue, baby. Last took on William Knight, lost a unanimous decision. Won a unanimous decision. Sorry, my brain's dyslexic tonight. Then he beat Draw versus Sam Alvey, the veteran, and then Mike Slow Rodriguez, ground and pound round 1. Um, this is a fight where I think that Kennedy and Zegchu is gonna showcasing himself for the one of the first times ever versus someone who's a decent fighter. Right now, the odds makers have the slight underdog at Kennedy at the -105 mark, -120 for Daong Jung. I think that Kennedy is more athletic. I think he's longer. I think he's stronger. I think the African Savage is about that life. I'm going with the -105 underdog Kennedy. What do you say about it, B?
I gotta go with you on that one, man. I think Kennedy's gonna come in prepared. Down Junk could box a little bit. Um, he can wrestle a little bit. He did do a little bit of wrestling against William Knight, if I remember correctly. The one thing that kind of concerns me though, he's being some of these guys, but he had a draw with Sam Alvey. Now that's one of the things that's kind of weird. You beat Mike Rodriguez and them, but you had a draw with Sam Alvey. Kennedy has a reach. Kennedy also has a crazy ability to come back if he's losing a fight. So I'm gonna stick with Kennedy. Also, he trains with a good gym, a good camp before this. So I'm gonna stick with Kennedy, man. I agree with you there.
Nice. And that leads us into the first bet of the night for Cope's Corner. Mark that Casey is taking on Rafael Alves. Mark that Casey, the Bone Crusher, 14-4. Decorated striker out of England, 28 years young, 5'10 in the 73.5-inch reach. Born in the Democratic Republic of Congo. I absolutely love this dude. He's on a one-fight losing streak. Fights out of ATT in Florida. One of the a great team with a bunch of Mike Brown, a bunch of decorated strikers, Dustin Poirier, George Gamebred, and the like. Everyone knows about him. He last lost to Rafael Fiziev in a unanimous decision. Rafael Fiziev is a motherfucker. I just told you Mark Takisi is a decorated striker. Well, Rafael Fiziev is the head coach of Tiger Muay Thai Striking. So
Yes.
it was just a case of being outgunned. Then he beat Lando Vanata, who's an absolute stud and all around mixed martial game is good. And then the Savage Joe Duffy, who beat Conor McGregor back in the day, he's silenced. So I like Mark that Casey here so much, man. I feel like this dude is young and he's still just growing before our eyes. He's taking on Rafael Alves. He calls himself the Turn. Yeah, well, it's your motherfucking turn to get your ass beat and cash that bet for Cope's Corner. We'll be here next week talking about it. He's 19-10. He's 31 years young. He's 5'8" with a 68-inch reach. He's on a one-fight losing streak fighting out of Pereira, Brazil. He last took on Damir Azimulov, and he lost a unanimous decision after Damir just hugged him and did whatever he wanted with them pretty much the whole fight. Then he beat a guy, Alejandro Flores, by guillotine choke round 2 on the Contender Series, and a guy, Felipe Douglas, on Titan FC. That's pretty much the gist of this dude's experience that I even care to speak of. Mark DeCasey is, like I said, been in there. This dude's striking is fucking phenomenal. After going there with a guy like Rafael Fiziev, I think that he's going to turn it up to a level we have not seen. Mark DeCasey right now is as a slight favorite at the -185 mark. I'm throwing down $185 on Mark DeCasey to absolutely do his thing and just dominate unanimous decision, probably Rafael Alves all around the octagon. What do you say about this fight, B?
Um, I like this fight. I'll stick with you on Mark DeCasey. I think DeCasey's made those improvements necessary to win this fight. There's two things that bother me about Rafael Alves. One is, well, there's gonna be two things that really bother me about this fight. One, does Rafael Alves make weight? And two, if he does make weight, where is his fight IQ gonna be? I've watched this man fight smart and then go full stupid in the middle of the fight, where he's winning on the feet, but we're challenged to try to go for jiu-jitsu against somebody who's a full-fledged grappler is Magulov. I don't understand that. Why would you do that? Lord knows. He's fought some okay guys, but when he's fighting a little bit upper echelon guys during his career, they haven't been that great. So it hasn't looked that great. So I think the Casey's going to be able to just stick and move, pick them apart, stuff takedowns when necessary. Alves might go for a desperation takedown somewhat. He's good with that corner cage clinch and try to go for a high crotch single leg. Outside of that, if the Casey could avoid those things, it'll be smooth sailing for him. I see a 3-round decision or a mid fight knockout or something like that. TKO.
Nice. Thank you, Mel B, for being here. Shout out to Gary Boxing 365 for being here as well. I appreciate you guys always. Good night, my love. I appreciate the 190 here live, the 6 awards. And that was our first bet of the night. 1 second. Sorry, I had to cough real fast. What's up, Ted Hicks, my dude? One of our sponsors here at Cope's Corner. I appreciate you, my man, and always supporting us in everything that we do. With that said, that was the first bet of the night. Mark DeCasey to on the money line to beat Rafael Alves. Next fight of the night is Courtney Casey is taking on Luana Jojo. Courtney cast iron Casey. She calls herself 9-9, so she wins half the time. 34 years old, 5'7" with 67-inch reach. She's on a 2-fight losing streak, though, fighting out of Glendale, Arizona. She took on JJ Aldrich, and she lost the split decision. And then she lost to Jillian Robertson, who's an absolute stud, rear naked choke round 3. And then Maria Barella, she actually beat armbar round 1 when she had a little bit less experience in the front of her. Courtney cast iron Casey, this girl, I liked her like 3 years ago. I thought maybe she'd have some talent and some skills. She's I believe a BJJ purple belt, maybe a brown belt by now. And she just takes takedowns so easily and accepts back and her back that what pisses me off. I can never bet her because the fact that she just wants to be taken down so fucking easily and she accepts it. Luana Jojo, she calls herself the She Wolf. She's 8-4. She's 26 years young, 5'8" with a 62-inch reach. She's on a 1-fight losing streak. She last took on Miranda Maverick, lost by doctor stoppage round 1. Deanna Del Bita lost to armbar round 1. Sarah Moraes' ground and pound round 3. I don't like Luana Jojo's experience is not there. Courtney Casey should win this fight fucking easily. It shouldn't be a problem. She has way too much experience. But like I said, is Courtney Casey's fight IQ going to be there? Is she going to stuff takedowns when she needs to? Is she going to flop on her back and give up the round at the end of the round and fucking lose you round by round? I don't fucking know. She's negative 230 on the money line. I feel like that's close to about right in the sense of skill-wise if Courtney Casey shows up to do her thing. I'm going to pick Courtney Casey here, a veteran. I think she has way too much for Luana Jojo, but don't fucking get it twisted. If Luana Jojo does something crazy and ends up fucking taking Courtney Casey down at the end of round 1, 2, and 3 and ends up winning a fucking split, you'll be pissed you put the $230 on Courtney Casey, but I think she does win it easily. What do you say, B?
You're betting Courtney Casey in this fight?
No, I'm not betting it ever. Fuck no.
I was about to say. Okay.
No,
That's what I wanted to
Hey,
get.
Listen. I'm not losing money.
I just wanted to clear that up.
No. I'm picking her. I'm picking her to win. Never am I betting my motherfucking hard-earned money on Courtney Casey to do anything besides maybe gobble some cock one day. But I don't know. But no, I don't trust her. No, but I'm saying I can't not pick her for the win.
Okay. Here I go. Let me take a deep breath. Okay. Courtney Casey should win this fight.
Yep.
Courtney Casey should win this fight. She has the experience. She has the size and she has the reach advantages. But somehow, some way, Courtney Casey will find a way to lose this fight. I don't know how, and I don't know why. She should win this. Luana Jojo does not have a size. She doesn't have the competitive advantage, the level of competition, but she managed to find a way to win fights through this armbar or through decisions. A lot of control on the ground. Courtney Casey sucks on the ground jiu-jitsu-wise. She sucks.
What's crazy?
She's
a fucking purple belt. You keep talking, but I'm going to look it up.
Exactly. She has a horrible ground game. There's a lot of people who managed to beat her. The one person she managed to beat on the ground, I think.
Oh my God. Remember when I told you she was a purple belt and I said, but she's probably a brown belt? It's exactly what she is. That's how much I know my MMA motherfuckers. She's a brown belt now. That's where brown belt by who? It ain't fucking Barrett Yoshida down at the arena. It ain't fucking, Hoyler Gracie. It ain't fucking Carlson Gracie. It ain't fucking a real a jiu-jitsu expert, obviously, but she's a brown belt. Sorry, B.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I was just gonna
Shitty one.
say, yeah, I was just gonna say, if she should be winning the majority of these fights that she's in by standing alone. How hard is it to put a 1-2 together and put some power on it? Like that's not hard.
Mm-mm.
That's not hard. She's in my list. Well, it goes back to Periscope days where I used to talk about people. I compared them in my Stefan Struve list, where people have advantages, physical advantages, but don't know how to use them properly. And Stefan Struve was the main guy, and there's a lot of people on that list who second, and Courtney Casey's there. So if you want to bet this fight, take it at your own risk.
Oh,
But
this is a
honest to
risk.
God,
Mhm.
honest to God, we don't have faith in Courtney Casey. And if Liana Jujua wins, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh no.
So that's that there.
Yeah,
That's
no. So
that there.
we don't bet lower class women's MMA, so that's why I'm not throwing down my money. If this was some guys with some skill or some women with some skill, I would throw
Yeah.
down on a veteran like Courtney Casey. But dude, 9-9 versus 8-4, and you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. They both could get the door.
Exactly.
So the next fight of the night is Shawn Woodson taking on Colin Anglin. Shawn Woodson, they call himself the sniper. He's 8-1. He's 29 years young, 6'2" with a 79-inch reach. He's fucking long as a motherfucker. Got great boxing, great movement. I absolutely love this dude. He's just skinny as a fucking beanpole on a Sunday with no sun. It's crazy how skinny this dude is for as big as he is. But he's boxing as sharp as could be. Last took on Yusuf Zalal. He won a split decision. Giuliani Rosa, he lost the Darce choke round 3 when he just totally cheeseballed. But Giuliani Rosa, the veteran, had a lot to to show. So Shawn Woodson, I like him a lot here. I think this is a chance for him to showcase himself. He's taking on Colin Anglin, who's 8-2. Colin's 28 years old, 5'9" only, 71-inch reach. He's on a one-fight losing streak himself. He last took on Melsik Baghdasaryan and lost the head kick and punches in round 2. Then he beat a dude on the Contender Series who was 5-0. Then he beat a dude who was 1-1. I don't give a fuck anymore. There's no way in hell that I could pick Colin Anglin to do anything mixed martial arts wise to a guy like Shawn Woodson, who's absolutely boxing is sick. He's long. He's now been here and a little bit more experience than he was when he got here green. I'm picking Shawn Woodson to absolutely silence, beat the fuck out of this dude, do whatever he needs to do. Most likely TKO, KO. Shawn Woodson is a -335 favorite. What do you say, B?
Yeah. I like
No
Colin.
bet. No bet.
I do like Colin Anglin. I like Colin Anglin. I do like Shawn Woodson as well. They knew what they were doing when they made this fight. This is looking to get Woodson back in there. Woodson has a crazy. Woodson is an anomaly in the division. Let's be honest. Woodland's height, his reach.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be a damn featherweight,
No.
but he's a featherweight. The man has an 80-inch reach, damn near 80-inch reach, and he's 6'2". Come on, man. That's a cheat code right there. So, like, you know what I mean? He's going to go in there and he's going to snipe Colin Anglin. I like Colin Anglin's movements. He's more primarily a kickboxer. I like it, but he got smoked by a Baghdasaryan. He is good with the shots, here and there. He uses a lot more of his hands than his kicks. Primarily, I think Woodson's gonna manage to find his 1-2, put his boxing to the test in there. And if Anglin attempts to get close, he's gonna get clobbered with knees. I see that man getting the finish, man. That's all I gotta say. I see him getting the finish.
I just feel that way, man. I don't see it. I just don't see it happening. If Colin Anglin wins next week, I'll be super, super surprised. The next bout of the night is Cynthia Calvillo taking in Andrea Lee. Cynthia Calvillo, she's 9-3-1. She is 34 years old. She's 5'4" with a 64-inch reach, and she's on a 2-fight losing streak, though, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. She last took on the Savage Jessica Andrade. She lost the punches in round 1. Then she took on Caitlin Chukagian. She lost the unanimous decision as well. Another veteran, BJJ Brown belt out of Renzo Gracie, New York City. Shout out to my boy in New York City, baby, and Renzo Gracie. So that was about that. I had Caitlin Chukagian picked versus Cynthia Calvillo. Cynthia Calvillo is fun, man. She trains out of Team Alpha Male. She did, and she had decent wrestling, and she had a lot of hype around her when the UFC was kind of promoting all over the place. She's taking on KGB Andrea Lee, 12-5, 32 years old, 5'6", with a 69.5-inch reach. I've been high on Andrea Lee for a while, man. Because of her striking, I thought that she always had a really good game and then a decent jiu-jitsu game as well. She last took on Antonio Shevchenko, Shevchenko light, as we call her here on Cope's Corner. She won triangle armbar. What the fuck? That's what it is? That's a weird triangle. Yeah, triangle, probably triangle choke to an armbar. It should
Yeah,
separate the
yeah,
two. It shouldn't say triangle armbar. It should just say triangle choke to an armbar. But either way, round two, and then Roxanne Modafferi, unanimous decision, and then Lauren Murphy, split decision. Lauren Murphy, I got a fucking chance at the title and got smoked by Valentina. So Lauren Murphy was on a kind of a run then when Andrea Lee met up with her. I think
yeah,
this is an easy like if Andrea Lee was training with the right sources, she decided to be lazy as shit. She didn't want to leave home. She's only training with her boyfriend and like one other training partner that they're flying in every once in a while right now. So I don't really like the fact that Andrea Lee is being that weak. Supposedly it's because she doesn't have her vaccine, can't fly, and doesn't want to come check into her normal training partner's location. I don't know. I don't care. I just know that if you're not putting in the hours and not putting in the time, I have a lot less time supporting you. If Andrea Lee was 100%, if they were priming her up, if she was at the Performance Institute in Vegas, if she was fucking pushing her striking, if she was doing her jiu-jitsu with some bad bitches, I would say Andrea Lee here smokes this bitch, no problem, fucks her up, pieces her up on the feet, keeps it standing, does whatever she needs to do versus Cynthia Calvillo. Andrea Lee is the plus 110 underdog. That's why I like her. I think that that's almost worth cashing, but I think it's bait now. I think it's bait because she's not training as hard. This is the least she's ever trained traveling wise because she didn't want to go on flights because, like I said, the vaccine or because she was like, oh, that's a lot of traveling. No shit. Hard work is hard work, and traveling is a part of it sometimes. So I'm gonna pick Andrea Lee. I would bet her if I knew she was gonna fucking be here, but I'm not. I cannot. I'm backing her, but I have her over Cynthia Calvillo. What do you say about it, Mr. B?
um, yeah. Man, Gary in the comment section said that it's an interesting matchup, and I do agree. It is a very interesting matchup, man. Um, at one point, I wanted to pick Lee. Um, then I kept switching to Cavill. The grappling is why. Um, while KGB Lee sticks more primarily to a jiu-jitsu style type of grappling, Cynthia has a jiu-jitsu, but she also has a little bit of wrestling in her as well. KGB tends to fight. She throws these strikes, but her output is somewhat mid-level, somewhat compared to Cynthia Calvillo, where she works behind a lot of her jabbing. The grappling aspect is going to be the deciding factor here, because if you could get Cynthia Calvillo into a lot of grappling scenarios, she tends to gas. She gasses, and you see the gas. She gasses bad.
Mm-hmm.
Come to like the mid second, or like the end of the second, third round. KGB Lee kind of tends to pick up because of those, past fights or whatnot. You know what I mean? Um, so I'm looking at that. If KGB Lee could manage to get these clinches, these heavy clinches, these tie ups, just work inside with the knees because Cynthia doesn't really do that necessarily that well. She could get that, and then let's go for the attempted takedown here and there. But if Cynthia could keep this standing and just work off the boxing and the kickboxing, and the occasional takedown here and there, then she could take it. So I'm really like at odds with this fight here, man. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
it's a tough. Like I said, it's a tough one. But I just if Andrea Lee can stuff the takedowns and kind of discourage Cynthia Calvillo's game
Yeah,
in general, it's going to be a long night for Cynthia Calvillo because I believe the striking.
definitely.
I believe the striking is far superior to Andrea Lee, and I also think that Andrea Lee's ground game is a little underrated. So I just like Andrea Lee here. And I've talked enough about this garbage and that freaking
Yeah.
this old Nazi lover. The next fight of the night is the last fight on the prelims. It's Tiago Moises taking on Joel Alvarez.
Oh
You want to get into
man.
this fight first, B?
Sure, man. Tiago Moises versus Joel Alvarez. Joel Alvarez, man. Let's go. Tiago Moises, 15-5, man. 26 years old. Uh 5'9", 70.5-inch reach. Find out of American top team. Yes, this was the guy who put himself into the top 15 rankings just a little while ago. But unfortunately lost to Islam Makhachev his last fight out. Got rear naked choked in the fourth round. Before that, he beat Alex Hernandez and beat Bobby Green, both by unanimous decisions. Michael Johnson, that fight that I thought Michael was going to win, he ended up getting ankle locked in the second round. Damn it, you lost me some money, bro. But Moises was pretty damn good, man. His jiu-jitsu is solid. A lot of solid jiu-jitsu skills. He's improved a lot with his stand-up, though. That's what I've noticed. Good with the movement, throwing pretty good combinations, man. But against, as we said, that's Islam Makhachev. You get overwhelmed. He did kind of catch Islam just a little bit slacky. He got that takedown, you know what I mean? But still has a little bit to improve, but it's going along pretty well. He's going up against El Phenomenal, Joel Alvarez, 28 years old, 6'3", another anomaly with a 77-inch reach out of Spain, man. This dude, I like this guy. Um, Alexander Yakovlev, he beat in the first round, 3 minutes via armbar. He beat Joe Duffy by guillotine choke. That was Duffy's last fight, unfortunately, and I think that was Yakovlev's last fight. Was it? Yeah, I think so because Yakovlev got cut. He got cut recently. Yeah, Joe Duffy. That was his retirement fight. And Danilo Belluardo, he beat with ground and pound in the second round. He also lost to Demir Ismagulov. This guy has reach. He has real good reach, and he likes to box. He likes to do his fighting on the outside. When you try to close in, he tries to latch up submissions. He's very sneaky, similar to like a Julio Arce, who's also on this card too. But he has a very funky style to his strikes and blending up with his jiu-jitsu skills. This is going to be somewhat of the jiu-jitsu showcase. But as you know, when two grapplers tend to compete, you see a lot of striking between these two. This is a big fight for Joel Alvarez to make his name. Make his claim to fame here. If not, man, and Moises tries to go in there. Moises is grappling. His grappling is a lot at a higher level than Alvarez is, I think.
I agree.
He's competed a lot more in grappling. So I would look towards Tiago Moises in this one because he fought a lot more higher level competition. A bit. But Joel Alvarez is not to be underestimated in this one. Also, it's kind of funny they both have 20 fights. So I'll leave it at that, man.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good matchup here. Joel Alvarez versus Tiago Moises. Tiago Moises, man, he took on Islam Makhachev, ended up lasting four rounds, right?
Yeah,
4 rounds, and so that's impressive after you've seen what he's done this last week in the Li Jinglick. Oh no, that was Kazman. Sorry. After you've seen what he did to his last opponent, Dan Hooker, and so I actually liked Tiago Moises. I think his jiu-jitsu game, like you said, is so far ahead of Joel Alvarez, and Joel Alvarez is winning these fights by submission when he wins them. Armbar, guillotine choke, ground and pound doesn't count, but either way, he's winning it on the ground. I think that Tiago Moises, this is his time to this is a little volleyball, a little bit of love for taking on that fight. He's a -250 favorite. I think that's warranted. I think that he smokes this dude on the ground, ends up submitting him. So with that said, the next fight of the night is the first fight of the main card. It is Yadong Song takes on Julio Arce. Yadong Song, he calls himself Kung Fu Monkey, 17-5-1. He's 23 years young, dude. It's fucking crazy how young this Chinese fighter is. 5'8" with a 67-inch reach. Fights out of Team Alpha Male. He's on a one-fight win streak himself. He last took on Casey Kenny and looked absolutely phenomenal, man. Casey Kenny, I'm high on. I like his movement. I like everything he does. He won a split decision versus him. He lost to Kyler Phillips, unanimous decision. Kyler Phillips' striking was very diverse and very crazy at the time. I don't think he was ready for that. Then he beat Marlon Vera, folks. So Marlon Cheeto Vera just smoked Frankie Edgar this last weekend. And I'm just having a hard time seeing a path to victory for Julio Arce. 32 years old, way older, 5'7", smaller, 70-inch reach. One fight win streak is his only thing good. Fighting out of New Jersey. Last took on Andre Ewell, won by punches round 2. That doesn't say much to me. Then he lost to Hakeem, who's a stud, split decision, and then Julian Rosa head kick round 3. Julian Rosa is not a head kicker, so that's really weird to me. But I like Yadong Song here. I think that he should win here. I think pretty easily, man. Negative 140 favorite. I'd almost bet it. A plus 150 comeback for Julio Arce. Like I said, take it for what it is. I'm leaning Yadong Song to get it done. The next fight of the night is going to be absolute chaos. Not just because Chaos Williams is fighting, but because it's going to be a banger. Miguel Baeza is an absolute stud, decorated, just great striker. He's 10-1. He calls himself Carmel Thunder. He's only 29 years old. He's 6'2", 74.5-inch reach. He's got a one-fight losing streak. His last loss was to Santiago Ponzinibbio, who's been in here with the best of them. OG veteran, who I thought was going to be a little bit too much for him and ended up being too much. He lost a unanimous decision. Then he beat Takashi Sato, arm triangle choke, and then Matt Brown and the likes. You know, Chaos Williams, he has power and he's got a puncher's chance. That's fine. If you like that, then you bet Chaos Williams by TKO KO, and that's what you do with the fight. But in real mixed martial arts, I think that Miguel Baeza is longer. I think he's maybe not stronger, but he's going to be endurance muscle wise stronger in the long run. If he can withstand the first round and the chaos that Chaos Williams is, I think that Miguel Baeza rolls here quite easily. I'm going to be backing him for my second bet of the night. Miguel Baeza at the negative 140 favorite, plus 115 comeback for Chaos Williams. I'm taking Miguel Baeza, most likely won a unanimous decision or split decision over Chaos Williams. Like I said, I only see Chaos Williams having a puncher's chance. What do you say about this fight, B?
Man, I like this fight a lot. This is going to be a really good fight, man. And I believe that, yeah, if Chaos doesn't create chaos, he's going to get smoked by Miguel, man. Miguel's too technical for the craziness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chaos likes to capitalize, go in strong, throw some looping crazy punches, man, and force you into a war where he can land those shots. For Miguel just got to keep it technical. If Miguel does what he does best, man, he gets Chaos Williams out of there in style, whether it is KO or submission. But that's how I'm looking at it. Simple as that. Simple as that.
Yeah,
Feints,
and like
setups, and that's it.
Like I said, real mixed martial arts wise, I feel Miguel Baeza is the better all around athlete. One thing that Chaos Williams has is the freak power. So we're just gonna have to make sure that Miguel Baeza plays a smart game in round 1. But I think he's smart enough to do that, and I think his game is good enough. I'm glad Mr. B agrees because we always, when we agree, we cash them. Next bout of the night is Felicia Spencer takes on Leah Letson. You want to get into that fight first, Mr. B?
Oh man, sure. Yeah.
Sorry to throw
This
that at
one,
you.
I'm kind of interested that they actually made this fight. Really. So let's go. We got Felicia Spencer, 8-3, the former Invicta featherweight champion. I like her. She's cute. She's 30 years old, 5'6", 68-inch reach, out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. She's training in Florida now. Competes with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but also has a little bit of a karate background. Due to her striking coach, if I remember, I think Seth Petrozelli, was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I remember. Yeah, Seth Petrozelli, the man who knocked out Kimbo and ended Elite XC in the process. I digress though. Last time out she was in against Norma Dumont. That's a whole story in itself. But Norma Dumont beat her by split decision. That was a very exciting fight. Really showed the growth of Norma Dumont. But she was on submission underground. She fought Amanda Lowen. That was a pretty good grappling bout. If you didn't see that, go back and check that out. But she fought Amanda Nunes for the featherweight title, lost by unanimous decision, beat Zara Farron by ground and pound in the first round. Zara's not even in the division no more. I don't even think she's even in the UFC anymore. Crazy. And she had that fight with Chris Cyborg, but before that, she was on an undefeated streak, man. Beating Megan Anderson, Pam Sorensen, Hella Kolesnik. Kolesnik fought for PFL, and Pam Sorensen's fighting on Friday, but that's the situation there, man. Pam Sorensen, well, Felicia Spencer, big time grappler, jiu-jitsu grappler. Gets a lot of her wins, man, when she puts that size on her opponents, man. And when she's on top, it's hard. It's hard for you for you to get her off of you. You know what I mean? Leah Letson, her opponent now is 5-1. Nidus, 29 years old, 5'7" with a 71-inch reach. Find out with Wanderlei Jiu-Jitsu, out of Janesville, Wisconsin. Trains in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Um, I don't want to say, yeah, Wanderlei Jiu-Jitsu. The last time she fought on the finale. This is weird. That's why I said it's weird
I
because she
know it's
hasn't
so
fought in like
weird.
3 years. 3 years. We haven't seen this girl at all since Tough. She fought Julija Storyalenko where she won by split decision. During the Tough House, she lost to Macy Chiasson. If y'all remember that one, that was a nasty fight. She got beat the hell up by Macy Chiasson, but she beat Bia Malecki. She beat Bia Malecki. She beat Elizabeth Phillips and all that stuff beforehand. What I can say about this fight is that Leah Letson has jiu-jitsu. She's a tough chick. Her toughness comes through. And you know when people say like a fighter's tough, but you don't say nothing else about it, like no striking or no grappling wise, you just say they're tough, it spells trouble because that means like, okay, this other person got all the setups to win and Leia just has toughness. But she has toughness. Felicia Spencer's no nonsense either. When she fights mid-range in the stand-up, she's pretty damn good. If she gets a hold of you, it's a wrap though. And I don't know how that layoff is gonna do for Letson, man. But if Leia gets caught early, man, she's done for. That's all I can see it as that. If Leia wins, big time underdog win.
Yeah.
But I don't see how that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't see it either, man. I think that Felicia Spencer is an absolute animal now. She's as tough as could be for a female. She's been in there with Cyborg, taking some beatings. Leia Letson, you've been out way too long. Unless they know something that we don't, I have to feel like Felicia Spencer. This is a chance for her to absolutely dominate Leia Letson, and kill her. So probably submit her. The next fight of the night is the co-main event. Ben Rothwell Slothwell's taking on Marcos Rogerio de Lima. Ben Rothwell is 39-13. That's my nickname for him, so it's not, don't get it twisted. 40 years old, 6'4" with the 80-inch reach. He's on a one-fight win streak. Last took on Chris Barnett, the gummy bear kung fu panda that we love. Submitted him, guillotine choke round 2. Lost to Marcin Tibera, a unanimous decision. And Marcin's tough as shit. Went with Volkov lately, and so I just, Ben Rothwell, you would think that he'd be able to submit Rogerio de Lima quite easily when de Lima's been submitted multiple times. But that's not how easy things are. And if it was that easy, then the betting line would be a lot farther than it is. -155 for Ben Rothwell. De Lima's a +130. I feel like if it was a easy submit him for Ben Rothwell, the odds would be way different. I'm gonna be the one odd guys. I'm gonna pick Marcos Rogerio de Lima by TKO KO at the and he's a +130 dog. Who do you have, B?
What?
Yeah, I'm picking him.
What?
Not for a bet. Not for a bet. I'm picking him though.
You picking him to win?
Yeah, picking
You're
him.
picking him against my guy Big Ben Rothwell?
Slothwell,
man.
Slothwell Rothwell, as I named him.
Periscope hated me because I kept talking about Ben Rothwell. If Joe was here, Jason would have said it too. Like, yo, man, screw that guy. But yeah, man, I love Ben Rothwell, man. Rogerio, he's good, man. He's really good. If he puts his jiu-jitsu and he actually puts combinations behind his striking, he's really good. He'd be pretty solid, man. But he's gotten ruled sometimes on the ground. His wrestling is lacking a little bit. But you know what I mean? He carries big power, man. But it's just a matter of can he carry that power within the 3 rounds? Ben Rothwell has a hell of a chin. he takes a lot of damage, and he's willing to. He fights like Tyson Fury too, so he puts a lot of his body weight on his opponents. So you got a lot of that sweat. You got all of that nastiness. You gotta be gritty and nasty when you fight Ben Rothwell. Plus, he always throws those big shots, man. Rogerio got an opportunity if he could put it together a little bit, get Rothwell tired, and go for the takedowns. Rothwell's shown that before he could get taken down. He can get taken down, but Rogerio got to deal with the big damn that size, man. Rothwell's size is something different, and he just keeps moving forward. So you know what I mean. As much as I want to say Rogerio could do this, I don't know if Rogerio's abilities or his IQ is going to rally up, man, to get him that victory against Big Ben. And Ben, man, Big Ben's my dude. So, Big Ben.
I appreciate the 278 here live and the 9 awards that you guys given us. Like I said, I'm just picking Dilema just because everyone else is all over Ben Rothwell by submission. Yeah, I hope that Marcos Dilema ends up KO and TKO, and I mean it could happen in heavyweight. The next fight of the night is the Blessed Express. Max Holloway takes on Yair Rodriguez. The Blessed Express is 22-6. He's 29 years young, man. It's crazy how young he is. 5'11" with a 69-inch reach. He's 1-fight win streak fighting out of Hawaii, baby. Shout out to 808, our boys over there. He last took on Calvin Kattar and absolutely beat the piss out of him. Lost to Volkanovski, which he won, but they say he lost either way. And then lost to Volkanovski for real. And so this is my real deal, dude. This is the motherfucker, the champion in my eyes. I love Max Holloway. I think that Max Holloway here is going to absolutely beat the shit out of Yair Rodriguez. Yair Rodriguez is 13-2. He's 29 years old himself. He's 5'11" with a 71-inch reach. He's a striker, though. He's really unorthodox. He's all over the place. He last took on Jeremy Stevens, and he won. And then Chan Sung Jung, it took 5 rounds. And then Frankie Edgar, 2 rounds. He lost to Frankie Edgar. If you lost to Frankie Edgar, you just wait to see what the fuck my boy Max Blessed Holloway does. I'm all about this fight. The odds are way too heavy. Max Holloway, like I said, -700, plus 450 for the underdog. But I think that this fight doesn't go the distance. I think that Max Holloway beats the fuck out of him so badly that he just dies in round 4, probably round 5. I think Max Holloway doesn't let him see the bell, especially when Yair Rodriguez is talking about how he's going to finish Max Holloway before the bell. I think he's going to teach him a lesson. What do you say about it, Mr. B?
Man, I like this fight. But they feed another sacrificial lamb to the beast, man. That's all I see to it, man. Yair Rodriguez could kick. We know he's a kickboxer. We know he could throw those legs, man. Dynamic striking. We seen the war against Chan Sung Jung where he hit the Hail Mary elbow. He's done a lot of good stuff there, man. He's had some good fights. You know, he got the hiccup with Frankie Edgar, the takedown, got beat up. Before Jeremy Stevens, all that good stuff, the KOs, all the flashy kicks. Here's the problem. If you force that man to fight with his hands, he's screwed. Max Holloway is going to force that man to fight with his hands. He's going to take away that kicking distance, and he's going to look to punch out Yair Rodriguez. You know, a lot of people talked about his last fight with Calvin Kattar and said, oh, for all that, it's a shame that, you know what I mean, he has pillow fists because he didn't knock out Calvin Kattar.
He almost killed him.
It's one thing to get knocked out. It's another thing to get beaten up for 5 straight rounds. That's demoralizing.
Yeah.
That stings forever. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
If Yair's not keeping distance, he's not shifting, he's not moving, he's not setting up, no kick, no nothing, and Max is able to just step in the name of love into that man's distance, into that man's range, and just, into his own range, and just start throwing hands and sniping him pretty much. Yair's done for. I don't see that fight going to the 4th round if Max can get his way.
Yeah, and I agree, man.
It's gonna
be a great fight, man. And so with that said, that's the main event for the UFC Vegas 42, which is Holloway versus Rodriguez. We're both on the Blessed Express train. I can't thank all 288 here live, the 9 awards and donos. Make sure you go to our Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and make sure you go to Cope's Corner, KOPSKORNER, and go show us some support there. Thank you so much, Mr. B, for being here as always. And hopefully we're here again next week, cashing those bets like we do. You want to shout out your Twitter handle before we go, man?
Oh, sure, man. Catch me on Twitter at Mr. B. Mr. B at Mr. B 1986. Catch me here on Hops, man. Mr. B, the MMA guy, dog. I'm here during the weekends and all that. Yeah.
Well, you know, I appreciate you being here as always, especially like I said, I just need to call him because all we do is win together. And so with that said, until next week, cash them bets and let's fucking go, baby.
Are you ready? Break it down! Degenerate into something fool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. That's a break, boy. Yeah, that's a break, little man. Break it down. Think you can tell me what to do? Know who you're talking to?